Now, let's look at what the Asian markets are doing this morning, given that US markets, a bit of a muted close that came in there. But Asian markets right now have opened up a bit mixed, I would say, right? Hang Seng and Taiwan Index, they are managing to hold on to gain in the trading session as of now. But when you look at the Nikkei, that's opened up with cuts of almost 0.4%. We are seeing the ASX 200, the Australian Index, that's opened up with cuts of 0.3% as well. So obviously, this is the final week of 2025 that we're seeing a bit of a mixed close, lesser in terms of volumes in most of the markets. But that is something to watch out for. As of now, the Nifty implied open. Let's look at that. We're seeing a bit of a positive start that is expected for the Indian markets today. A 45-point uptick as of now is what the Nifty implied open is indicating. But that's all the global market, Asian market action that we have for you all this morning. How is all of this going to be impacting our Indian markets? We have a team of research joining us to set your foot trade, tell you which are the important stocks to watch out for in the trading session as well. First up, Vivek, what are the important cues that one should be keeping an eye out on this morning? Good morning.
Well, good morning. So much that's happened, but remember, most of it that is happening, especially as far as equity markets are concerned, is that volumes are quite thin across global equity indices. Like you mentioned, US markets ended marginally lower, thinly traded session, Boxing Day. Now, however, keep an eye out on as far as the precious commodities or precious metals are concerned. Gold, silver, platinum. All three of these precious commodities or metals are trading near fresh record highs. In fact, silver will continue to remain the key talking point given the kind of up move that it's seen, especially in the last week or so. In terms of Friday, how exactly Indian markets performed, markets ended near the day's lowest point. IT as well as auto stocks actually dragged the index lower. However, one particular pocket of the market that stood out continued to remain the railway pack. All of the railway stocks continued their move higher, as you saw whole of last week. In terms of what to watch out for today, well, Coforge will be the key talking point given the fact that it's made a very large, bold, ambitious acquisition. It will be interesting to see how market takes this particular bet by Coforge. And Timex will also remain in focus. Our promoter has launched a very large OFS of almost close to 9% divestment. In terms of key data points, the IIP data will come at 4 p.m. today, and also the Defence Acquisition Council will meet today. Sources indicated to our colleague Parikshit that they are looking to take up proposals to acquire weapon systems worth close to 80,000 crores. So the entire defence pack, shipbuilding pack will be in focus. Like you mentioned, GIFT Nifty indicating a positive start for our markets.
Okay, Vivek, thank you so much for that. But let's go across to Sudarshan, who's here to tell us which are the important cues in the world of F&O. Good morning, Sudarshan, and I'm very happy to have you back in the Mumbai studios, at least today. But from the F&O desk, what are we watching out for today?
Good morning, Vinny. Thank you very much. And it's the last week of 2025, last monthly expiry that we'll be seeing, last weekly expiry that we'll be seeing. And the wish is that Nifty should close higher. But if you go by the F&O data, it's very unlikely that Nifty is likely to cross the level of 26,200. So the range for Nifty in the very immediate term would be 26,100 to 26,250. As far as Nifty Bank is concerned, the range would be 58,800 to 59,200. And the reason I'm saying so, two reasons. First, there's a huge call writing if you go between the range of 26,050 to 26,250, and if you look at the put call ratio also, it will indicate you major call writing. That's the reason put call ratio has come down to 0.76 to 0.78 from the earlier level of almost 1, I would say 0.96. Now come to the options data for Nifty. On the call side, 26,100, 26,050 and even 26,200. All these call options have seen huge increase in the open interest, but at the same time premium for all these options has fallen. But on the put side, both 26,050 and 25,900, even 25,850 have seen an increase in the premium. Similar trend was seen for Nifty Bank. On the call side, 59,100 and 59,200. But on the put side, 58,900 and 58,800 were the active ones. That's the reason I've told you the range for Nifty Bank is from 58,800 to 59,200. Now in the derivative side, in the index future, we have seen FIs selling, while in the stock futures, they have done minor buying. But the longs exposure has fallen to 11%, and the short side, the exposure has increased to 89%. Levels for Nifty, support would be 25,910, that is 50-day moving average. First resistance, 26,150, that is the Friday's high, and the next resistance comes around 26,325. For Nifty Bank, support would be 58,700, that is a 50-day moving average, and resistance would be 59,270. One stock remains in the band is Samant Capital. Keep keep an eye on all these PSU banks and PSU names, and also EMS companies like Dixon and Amber Enterprises.
Okay, thank you so much for that, Sudarshan. But also, let's go across to Upasana to get the list of stocks that we are keeping an eye out on as well. Upasana, over to you.
Good morning, Vinny. Well, first up, let me start with Coforge. According to CNBC-TV18 report, it has been confirmed that board has approved fundraising of nearly $550 million. Now, company to acquire 100% stake in Encora, which is nearly about for 17,000 crores. Next up is Aurobindo Pharma, Curatech Biologics mutually terminated agreement with Biofactura to commercialize BFI 751. Vedanta also in focus as the company is declared successful bidder for a block under critical mineral auctions. With this, company further strengthens its critical minerals portfolio. Next up is Tata Steel. The company gets GST demand and penalty order worth 1781 crore for FY 18 to 21. Vikran Engineering also in focus as company receives LOA for implementation of 45 megawatt solar power plant from MP Urja Vikas Nigam. NBCC is the next one on our radar. The company says that it has reached a settlement with the government to resolve a pending litigation regarding 42-acre land. Uniparts India also in focus as the fire incident has occurred at company's Punjab plant on 27th of December. Next one is Ola Electric. Company announced to scale up 4,680 Bharat Cell powered vehicles across Tamil Nadu, Telangana, Karnataka and Kerala as well. Sigachi India also in focus as the MD and CEO was remanded in connection with the ongoing investigation relating to the fire incident at the company's Hyderabad unit. And lastly, coming to Timex Group, the promoter Timex Group Luxury Watches to sell 9% stake via OFS in the company, and the floor price is set around 275 per share. So all in all, we'll be watching out for all these stocks in today's trading session.
Thank you so much for that, Upasana. But